Hi folks, welcome back to another episode of the Single Dad's Cookbook. Today we're going to be making steak pie. So another classic, another staple. For this you're going to need some leeks, some carrot, onion, mushroom, stewing steak, some garlic, some other bits and pieces we'll talk about as we go along. This now you can set up a dredging station and get some flour in a bowl and put some salt and pepper in it. As the stewing steak, I don't buy it from the butcher, I buy it from the local supermarket, so it comes in a container. So all I do is sprinkle some flour over the top, add a bit of salt, a bit of pepper into that, and then I give it a good old mix, and then we'll put that to the side and we'll crack on with the vegetables. While I'm doing that, I'm going to take this opportunity to welcome you to the channel if you're brand new. Thanks for watching, and if you're coming back, how you doing? I hope you're all well. The guys who are watching these videos, I cannot thank you enough for all the subscriptions. I know it costs nothing, but it means the world to me. So I do appreciate it, and all the great comments. So next we're going to get onto the onion. Now this is the steak pie. The filling for this pie is cooked low and slow over a few hours. So you want to keep all the veg thick and big, because it will actually, not only will it wilt down and dissolve, it'll go in and it helps make the gravy, and it's got to sustain that cooking process. So you can see here I'm just chopping up the carrots, and I'm just doing this just to show you the sort of size that you want to keep them at. You want to keep them, not the greatest chopping technique, but just to show you, you want to keep them there. So I've washed the mushrooms. Any big ones I'm cutting into 4, any little ones I'm just halving. So we've got all them done. They were nice washed, so they were all nice and clean. That's why the board's a little bit wet, still got the water on them. So that's your veg there. Now we're going to get on to the leeks. Now you're going to give these a bit of a clean. So first of all, you want to just top and tail them. So again, just pare them off, top and tail. And then you want to slice through them and then run them under water. Make sure you've got all the grit out. Leave a little bit at the end so it holds it all together. So they've been again washed, and again I'm just going to chop these into chunks so that they hold up through the cooking process, and that they will eventually melt into the actual sauce, I suppose, the gravy that you're making. Into a red hot pan you want to pop in the beef. Now I did this in 2 batches. The reason for that, you want to keep the temperature of your pot high, and you can see there it's just starting to colour on the outside. You got a nice little char on that. That's what you're looking for. So you want to make sure that you get that on all of them. You can see it's starting to pick up. You don't want to cook it through there, because if you do that, it'll just become chewy. So you want to get in all your veg. So you've cooked your meat, you've took it out, you've thrown in all your veg. Give it a bit of a mix round, because you're going to just give this, let it soften a little bit. And into this, we're going to add in some salt. So that's just, again, drawing out any moisture. We're adding in some pepper, because we're just making sure it's all nice and tasty and flavoursome. Then we're going to add in some thyme. So you want probably a dessert spoon of thyme. And I'm going to add in some sage and some basil as well. So again, probably a dessert spoon of each. Then you're going to give that a good old mix. You see this, the steam coming off of that. That's cooking in, so you know it's hot, and it's just going to be reducing down. Give it a good old mix around. It's got the flavour of the beef still in the bottom of the pan. So you want that to incorporate, and then you're going to give that a few minutes and then it's just going to soften up, and you can see it has actually, it may not look like it, but it has actually reduced down a little bit there. Into that, you want to get all the beef back in and any juices that's been left in the bowl, because that's just where the beef's rested. So you want to get that and give it a good old mix, so it's picking up all the flavours. And then to this, I added in 2 pints of good beef stock, along with 5 cloves of crushed garlic, so that you've just got that beautiful flavour penetrating there. Thrown in a couple of bay leaves as well. Give it one last mix before we're entering in the beef stock. And then once you've got that beef stock in the go, you just want to let that reduce down. And then turn it down. So here you can see the beef stock, just adding that in. Any little remnants. And this beef stock is just one that you add boiling water to. You can buy fresh beef stock. It's nothing too fancy. You should be getting all the flavour from the veg and the beef anyway, and the herbs that you've put in. So what you want to do there is you just want to put the lid on that, and you want to let that reduce down and let it cook. I cook mines for 4 hours. So, and as it goes on, it'll thicken, it'll evaporate some of the water off it, and it'll just reduce in thickness until you get it to whatever you want it to be. So lid on there, and after a while you can see there how much it's reduced, and it's become this great, nice, glossy gravy. Almost everything's disappearing there, and there, just with the side of a spoon, the beef's actually just tearing away. So you know it's all nice and succulent. You want to take out the bay leaves, give it a bit of taste, make sure it's seasoned properly to your tasting. I added in a little bit more pepper, just I felt that it needed it, so I just added some of that back in. Give it another little stir round. Get the bay leaves out. So I always remember how many you put in. I put in 2, and I did find 2 of them there. So once you're happy with everything, I turn it off and let it cool. That way you're not going to melt the pastry straight away. So then into your oven-proof dish. So you just see that there. I'm just going to fill this up. So once I've filled that up, I'm now just going to put a puff pastry case on it. And this is, as all my other videos, this is just a pre-bought puff pastry sheet. If you make your own, brilliant. If you don't, there's no harm in it. So I'm just got that bit of puff pastry, and I'm going to pop it over the top of my pie dish. And I don't know if it was the temperature in the kitchen today, but it did seem to be a lot more malleable, considering it just came out the fridge. But I'm just trimming it up a little bit just to try and get some of the edges, give them a bit of a clean. You do want an overhang so that it's got something to grip onto, and you want to just put a hole in the middle so that it can release any steam from underneath, and give it a good old liberal egg wash all over it. Then once you've done that, you want to again sprinkle a little bit of salt over the top of your pastry, and that just helps crisp it up a little bit extra. And then you want to pop it in the oven. Now I had it in the oven for 40 minutes at 180 degrees, so it's about 350, 360 Fahrenheit. And you want to cook that until it's golden brown. So as you can see, pie out the oven, and we're going to plate up. So I'm just going to cut along this, just to make sure we've got all these bits nice and done. And there you have it. I've just had that with some mash and some broccoli on the plate there. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're all staying safe out there. This is another classic. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you're staying safe. From my family to yours. Till the next time, Single Dad signing off.